hello, my babies, lovelies, my garden, my sugars, my sugar moons, my moon lilies, my lads, my dudes, my lords, all you. Oh, you know it. So, here we go. More of Miss Dillon and her interview with Idaho State Police. Let's finish that up. Let's finish that and move on to the next piece here, all right? Let's finish the prime. At least the first one. Now, I don't know if there's more of her in here. There might be. But let's finish up her first one. Let's go. All right. Dillon advised. Okay, here we go. Dillon advised she initially went upstairs from the Hobbit's bedroom, Bethany's bedroom, with Hunter. And she advised when she saw Xana, she realized Xana had not moved since she saw her earlier. She must be still passed out, right? Dillon was still thinking Xana was still passed out from being drunk. Yeah. Dillon then sent Hunter downstairs. No, excuse me. Hunter then sent Dillon downstairs. Hunter sent Dillon downstairs. She advised and came over after Hunter. So Emily and came over after Hunter came to the house because she had asked them to come to the house. Yeah, instead of calling police. She wanted Hunter to come and take the knife. She advised then came downstairs. Hunter came downstairs, and she could tell by his facial expression he had seen something. And he told them to call 911. Bethany was the one to call 911, and at one point, and I don't know, and Bethany, I guess, at one point said Dillon was on the phone with police dispatch, and the dispatcher was asking about a defibrillator. Right. Remember that defibrillator and no CPR? They told dispatch there were people unconscious. No, that's not what you told dispatch. Not people. Oh, Dillon. Oh my God. Let's see. What does it say here? Dillon denied seeing Xana or any other So no, that's not. I hope Dillon didn't say that because that's a lie. So I don't know. Blank denied seeing Xana or any of the other victims' bodies. Well, Dillon saw Xana, so that's not Dillon. So I don't know. I don't know if she's who they're talking about there, or that's Dillon lying. I don't know. Dillon advised they stayed in the house when the police arrived. Yup. At which point they should have been immediately arrested. But that didn't happen. There's no reason to stay in the house. Not when you're calling all your friends over. No, Dillon and Hunter stayed in the house with Bethany when the police arrived, and the police, were putting the tape up when they realized there had been a crime, and when they saw the ambulance arrive and leave, Dillon told them they would not leave unless there was no reason to stay. I don't know. I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense. Listen to this, guys. Blank told them they would not leave unless there was no reason to stay. Okay, sure. Hey, if there's no reason to stay, we're not going to leave. Okay, all right. Yeah. Dillon then advised the vandal alert came out, and that is when they realized their friends were actually gone. Sure, Dillon. Sure. You lying prime. We know you're lying. Oh, come on now. We know it. This is all crap again, guys. Dillon advised they all realized there had actually been an unaliving committed in their residence. Oh, really? I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that Dillon is making this shit up. Dillon said Kaylee had a balcony, and she remembered looking at the pictures in the news, and Kaylee's curtains were all messed up. Oh, yeah. That's an odd thing to think about. She thought the distance of the balcony to the ground may have been too much and brought too much attention, if that is how the suspect made entry into the house through Kaylee's bedroom. When asked if Dylan checked the house for anyone else when she initially came home for the night, with and she was asked if she had to unlock the front door, Dylan advised she believes she had to unlock the front door to get into the house. Dylan advised when she first got home, she remembered the sliding door was closed, but she did not know if it was locked. Dylan advised when she first got home, she went to Kaylee's bedroom to let Murphy out of Kaylee's room, and Kaylee's lights were on, and no one was in Kaylee's bedroom. Murphy came back into the house after going outside, and that was approximately 1:30 to 1:45 a.m., supposedly when Dylan did this. Remember, Dylan and her friend are in the house alone. Bethany, I don't think, is there yet. She's coming right behind her. If she's not already there, I don't think so. So, Dylan lets Murphy out to go outside approximately 1:30 to 1:45 a.m. here. Sergeant Blaker asked Dylan about the login and username for the router of the Wi-Fi at the residence. And Dylan advised Kaylee was responsible for that bill. She further explained she nor were responsible for the Wi-Fi bill because they had just moved into the residence in August. Blank, blank, blank had some follow-up questions for Dylan outside of the interview, and as a result, the audio recording was turned off at 2:11 p.m. the same date. Gee, I wonder what those follow-up questions were for Miss Dylan that they didn't record. Yeah, Idaho State Police, what were those other questions that weren't recorded outside of the interview? Yep. Is that all for Miss Dylan? Let's see. That is all for Miss Dylan's first one with Idaho State Police, guys. There you go. Miss Dylan, our prime. Lying and lying and lying and being helped out by the Idaho State Police because they weren't treating her like a suspect. Nope. All right, let's go on to the next one. So what is this? Okay, so here's a summary. On November 18th, 5 days after the unalivings at 12:42 p.m., Idaho State Police detectives interviewed at the Idaho State Police District 3 office in Meridian, Idaho, regarding the unalivings which occurred at the King Road house. All right. So, what do we got? Witness. Okay. Female, 21 years of age, 2001. Let's see who this is. So this was done by Kenneth Beckner. Let's see what this interview is about. Okay, now this is a neighbor, I believe. Okay, so this person, she lived at the King Road across the street from the 1122 King Road house. One of the people across the street was a former sorority sister. One was a classmate, and the other two were people she knew through mutual friends. She knew Maddie and Kaylee the best. Is this Emily? Who is this? Let's see. Her boyfriend was best friends with Maddie's boyfriend, Jake. Her boyfriend was best friends with Maddie's boyfriend, Jake. So they hung out a lot. This was a current relationship. Maddie was in a class with her. Kaylee was a sorority sister. She knew Xana and Ethan in passing. She had lived at the King Road address for just a semester and is currently a senior in school. She lived in the sorority house for 3 years, and this is the first year outside of the sorority. She has been inside the King Road house multiple times, with the last time being in September. They came over to her house more often. She had known Maddie and Kaylee for 3 years. They met through recruitment to the sorority. She saw Maddie and Kaylee Saturday night, November 12th. They went to the corner club after the game. Maddie and Kaylee were already there when she arrived. She was there for a couple of hours and was really drunk as well. Shocker. She left before Maddie and Kaylee. It was sometime around midnight. Kaylee had jokingly mentioned she thought she had a stalker at Winco. It had happened once and was an unknown person. She heard from another friend an instance of the house door at the King Road being open after all the roommates returned from a weekend trip. She has a basement room and can see the King Road house from it. But let me guess, you didn't hear anything that night. Let me take a wild guess. Yeah, she woke up at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. She didn't hear or see anything that night. Convenient. Nobody hears or sees anything in this massacre. Remember, sounds like people being mauled by bears. Remember that one attention seeker? But nobody hears anything. Nobody hears anything except that little camera that picks up a thud. 150 yards away. My ass. But nobody hears anything. No screaming. No nothing. All right, whatever. Yeah. Okay, the King Road house didn't have a party on Saturday night. They may have had one on Friday, but it wasn't crazy. Not like the others. Yeah. Maddie and Jake were a solid couple and had dated for a year. Blank was with her boyfriend in Boise that weekend. Okay. The interview concluded at 12:52 p.m. Blank was with her boyfriend in Boise that weekend. All right. I'm not quite sure who that one is, but you guys do. It's hard keeping the name straight sometimes. Okay, let's get to this one. So who is this? Let's see who they're talking to now. All right, let's see. Maddie, Kaylee, victims, all the victims. All right, let's see what this one's about. Keep going, guys. On November 18th, 2022, at approximately 11:55 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Chris Pohanka and and I interviewed The interview took place at residence again, located at Boole, Idaho. Not Boise this time. That's good, I guess. Boole. Okay. Blank relayed to us the following. He is roommates with He has known Kaylee since freshman year. They were in the same pledge class. So, they've hung out together periodically over the last 4 years. He has visited her house in Coeur d'Alene once. He knew Xana as well, but not as well as Kaylee. He also knew Maddie as well, but they didn't hang out a lot. Kaylee and had been dating since high school. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, is this Mr. Jack Decor? I believe it is. Kaylee and Jack Decor. Yes, it's Jack Decor. Hey, don't you love fun of surprises? Kaylee and Jack Decor had been dating since high school. They're on and off and have broken up twice. They had recently broken up because she accepted a job in Dallas. So, they were settling things before Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. They were settling things before she left him permanently after semester. They broke up about 2 months ago. Good old Jack Decor. Let's see. What can we discern from this, guys? He never heard from Kaylee about anyone stalking her or giving her bad vibes. Well, maybe she doesn't want to confide. She doesn't want to confide in him about another guy. Okay, that's why she's telling all her female friends, not him. He had heard there was someone following her out of Winco. Who did you hear that from? He had heard from somebody there was someone following her out of Winco a couple months ago. Who did you hear it from? Jack Decor. He heard from friends. She had someone follow. Oh, from friends. Had someone follow her out of Winco to her car. She had someone follow her. Okay. He heard that story from a sorority sister of Kaylee's. Blank is in California right now, and her phone number is this. Okay. He works at in Moscow, so he saw Kaylee, Maddie, and leave together that night. That was the last time he saw them. So are we talking the corner club? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, he saw him at the corner club. What the fuck? Why do they block that out? I don't understand. They said they were going to John's Alley and were trying to get some friends to go with them. Friends. They didn't end up going there, though. He didn't know where they were before they showed up at the corner club. Okay. I don't understand this. They must have told him, right? Somebody told him this. He had seen Xana at some parties, but didn't really know her very personally. He tried to recruit Ethan into his fraternity, but otherwise didn't really know him. Sounds like Hunter. Weird. He doesn't know of anyone who might have wanted to hurt any of them. They were all really nice people. With cute bunny noses. Jack Decor wouldn't have harmed Kaylee. He loves her and thought they would be married. Oh boy. Oh, Ashley, please come back from Mankato Plains, and I know it's true love, and anyway, thanks, somebody. They have a great relationship even when they are not together. He is a calm and kind person. He's into sports, not an outdoorsman. He doesn't have a knife. He has never heard even say anything bad about Kaylee. He has never heard who even say anything bad about Kaylee. Who, Murphy? That's weird. He has never heard blank even say anything bad about Kaylee. Who the fuck's that? Who's he talking about there? That's weird to me. There is an apartment complex behind the victim's house that has a lot of sketchy people in it, according to Jack Decor. There are registered S offenders living in it, according to Jack Decor. That's nice, isn't it? That place is behind apartments. There are windows facing the girl's house, and it's adjacent to it. It's a brown brick apartment complex. We concluded the interview. Just like that. That was it. Jack Decor. Hey, I guess he didn't do anything. That's some hard-hitting questions at his house. Again, he should have been taken down to the station. That's Jack Decor. Real nice and short there, boy. I guess he didn't do anything, guys. Okay, one more here. We're on to the next interview. This is still Pohanka Mashalanka. That's just that's in indigenous language there. Indigenous language. All right, let's see who this is. Okay, witness, female, 21. Let's see who this is. Okay. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so here's the narrative. Okay, let's see. On November 18, 2022, at approximately 12:28 p.m., Idaho State Police Sergeant David Cortez and Detective Chris Pohanka Mashalanka, that's, remember, indigenous, interviewed three names there. Well, first, middle, and last. The interview took place in Boole, Twin Falls County, Idaho. I called and arranged with to come speak with her about the unalivings in Moscow. I asked how she knew the victims in Moscow. She explained how Kaylee belonged to, her sorority, right? Kaylee resigned from the sorority, and Kaylee still remained friends. Maddie was one of Kaylee's best friends. Yeah. Maddie was in classes with M's friend, The girls would work on group projects at the sorority. Knew Xana through mutual friends and knew Ethan in the same way, through mutual friends. Is still in the sorority but does not live in the sorority house. Lives in a house which overlooks the backyard of Kaylee's house. Describes how her room looks directly to the sliding door of Kaylee's house. I asked her if she was around the victims the night of the unalivings. Said she was with her friends blank and began their night at John's Alley. Blank took a phone call from Kaylee to come down to the corner club. Okay. Blank and her friends went to the corner club. Friends slowly left from there and went back to their houses. Kaylee and Maddie were still at the club with Kaylee and were planning on going to John's Alley to continue the evening. She was talking to another friend and noticed Kaylee and Maddie had left. So went to the grub truck, grub wandering kitchen, no set location, and believed she was about a half hour behind Kaylee and Maddie at the truck. A half hour behind at the truck. Okay. Even had the same Lyft driver as Kaylee and Maddie. Okay. Sergeant Cortez asked if she had any further contact with the girls, and she said she didn't. Blank and blank fell asleep in blank's room. She went to blank's room for the night. She thought she remembered hearing music, but was not sure. She would have been able to hear if they were having a party. Okay. Blank got a video from her friend blank of blank on her bed snoring. What the fuck? I don't know. What is this? Blank tried to listen to the video to see if she could hear anything in the background, and she couldn't. This is really weird, guys. So she got a video from her friend, whoever that is, of who would that be? Dylan or Bethany? She got a video from her friend blank of Dylan or Bethany. That has to be one of them two, right? On her bed snoring. I don't know, I'm confused here. This is very weird. This is very, very weird. Sergeant Cortez asked if she was aware of where they were before the corner club, and blank said she thought they might have come from their house. Okay. Thursday night, Kaylee wanted them to go out. Okay. Saturday night, everyone was out. She said the girls usually like getting ready together. Okay. So Kaylee was in town on Thursday. So she just didn't come back that Friday. She was there Thursday as well. Okay. Weird. All right. Okay. Sergeant Cortez asked if she was aware of where they were Friday, and she remembered there was a game. She thought a couple of them went to the game but was not sure. A couple of them went out later. Sergeant Cortez asked if she knew where they were Friday and blank knew Thursday night was a sleepover night at the house. Kaylee was not able to attend since she resigned from the sorority. Right. She thought Kaylee was in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Right. And she told her to come back. She told her to come back. She thought Kaylee came back Friday. Right. Okay, Friday. And showed people her car. Right. She did not believe they did anything Friday night. Okay. Wow. Sergeant Cortez asked if Kaylee ever mentioned anything about a stalker. Blank described Kaylee as a person who would just joke things off. We've heard that a lot. We've heard that multiple times. She downplays things as well. Not in the same fashion that Dylan downplays things. It's different. She believed there could have, different level of different aim of the downplaying. Okay. One is sinister, one isn't. She believed there could have been a time where she mentioned something. When recruitment for the sorority was over, Kaylee went over to Kaylee went over to house. They were talking and catching up. She thought she mentioned something, but Kaylee pushed it off as a joke. She could not remember anything specific from the conversation since it didn't seem like a big deal. Blank thought if Kaylee would tell anyone about something strange like a stalker, would be her ex-boyfriend Jack Decor or Maddie. Jack and Kaylee grew up together and shared a dog, Murphy, together. Right. Jack, Decor, and Kaylee. Okay. Sergeant Cortez asked if Kaylee said anything once her and Jack broke up, if he would want to hurt her. Kaylee described Jack to her as her child. That's weird. Listen to this. Kaylee described Jack Decor to her as her child and was not a serious guy. Oof. Okay. Jack Decor was in that fraternity, and they all hung out together since they had lived next door. She describes Kaylee and Jack as a brother and sister relationship. Odd here. So it was more like a brother and sister relationship, according to her, this her friend. Weird. They shared Murphy the dog together. Right. Sergeant Cortez asked her if she thought Jack would do anything to hurt her, and she believed he would never do anything to hurt her. Okay. Jack was described as a city guy, and she did not think he did a lot of anything outdoors. Well, that has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't matter if he's a city guy or a country guy. City mouse or country mouse. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He still could have the propensity to do whatever. Doesn't matter. This is pointless. He was from the Coeur d'Alene area, and grew up with sisters. And hey, so did Brian Koberger. And look what they pinned on him. So that's meaningless. Sergeant Cortez asked if she knew anyone that might have wanted to hurt them in their circle of friends. She said, their circle is interesting. And that's where it kind of stumps everyone. Because this group of people would probably never have been friends if it wasn't for the housing situation. Interesting. Listen to that again. Because this group of people would probably never have been friends at all if it wasn't for their housing situation. Their circle is interesting, and that's where it kind of stumps everyone. All the roommates' friends would meet each other and have friends hang out with friends. Yeah. Sergeant Cortez asked if there was any mention of strangers around the house. Spoke about one of the prior tenants to the house. The house had a weird feeling to it. However, it was from several months ago. Interesting. The house had a weird feeling to it. However, it was from several months ago. What the hell were they doing? Casting spells and rituals? I don't know what they were doing. What were they doing? Sergeant Cortez asked her if she heard anything the night of the unalivings, and she normally would. They were referred to as the party house, and would normally hang out in the backyard and play loud music and piss all the neighbors off. The night of the unalivings, everyone had gone elsewhere to hang out. The sliding back door was considered the front door to the people who would visit. Now let's read that again. The sliding back door was considered the front door to the people who would visit and know the layout of the house. Unlike the lone wolf, who was never there before. Right, guys? Right. She didn't know if the back door was locked or unlocked. Well, good, you shouldn't know that. Blank talked about how the kitchen area, living area, was the main place for them to go and hang out. Okay? The door was usually open for people. Everybody's at risk in that house. Everybody's at risk. She did everybody's a target in that house. She did not know of any large knives in the house. She did not know of any large knives in the house. Okay. I guess they cooked with butter knives, right? Sorry, no, we know there's large knives in the house. She may not know that, but we know that. Hunter Johnson knows that. Dylan Mortensen knows that. Bethany Funk knows that. Sergeant Cortez asked her if Kaylee told her about someone following her at the Winco. She had not heard anything of the story. Sergeant Cortez asked her if she knew of anyone we should talk to, and she was having a hard time recalling anyone. She talked about how Kaylee and her would go out randomly and could not think of anyone to talk to. Oh my God. Sergeant Cortez asked her if she knew of anyone Kaylee was romantically involved with after Jack Decor's name. After Jack Decor. After Jack. Blank. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, they don't know how to write. Sergeant Cortez asked her if she knew of anyone Kaylee was romantically involved with after Jack. She named blank blank and up blank blank, who are both blank, quote, in quotes. She did not have any contact information. She did not believe any of the males mentioned would have anything to do with the unalivings. Okay. I told her if she can think of anything to assist the investigation to call. She mentioned how she would hear the dog Murphy bark, and she never heard him bark that night. She never heard the dog bark that night because Murphy was not there. Let me read that again. she did not hear Murphy bark at all that night, but she normally would. Okay? Yep. She said she had the television on and thought she had gone to bed around 3:30 a.m. She would be able to hear anything going on in the house since the windows are really thin, not thing. Okay? The windows are really thin. Oh, God. Okay, all right. We just added a little G onto this, didn't we? The little G, not the big G. Oh God. Blanks, she could even hear conversations in the backyard. That's strange. She didn't hear anybody screaming at the top of their lungs. She didn't hear anybody crying at the top of their lungs. She didn't hear any commotion. Okay. Funny how nobody hears anything. Unbelievable. Sergeant Cortez asked if the other roommates would have anyone, but yet we can hear a thud that was picked up on the camera from inside the house, but nobody can hear anything. Okay. Sergeant Cortez asked if the other roommates would have anyone who would want to hurt them. She thought everyone in the house were amazing people. Oh, God. Kaylee's boyfriend, blank, was in Boise. Okay, so Kaylee's new boyfriend was in Boise. Who is that? Who's Kaylee's new boyfriend? Because Jack Decor's not in Boise. Jack Decor's in Moscow. Not at this time. Okay. Are we sure we're talking about Kaylee's boyfriend and not Maddie's boyfriend? I don't know. Anyway, that's what she says here. She spoke very, very highly of him. Xana and Ethan were in a newer relationship and usually partied with Kernodle. Xana knew a lot of people and did not have any enemies. I don't believe this at all. I don't believe none of them had any enemies. I do not believe that at all. Blank and her friends created Instagram accounts and have their profiles private. Lately, they have been getting a lot of traffic. I bet. She added people can make a fake profile and would be easy way to stalk people. She mentioned a profile which had a pretty girl as the profile picture. The profile had been around for a long time. The name of the profile was She did not know if the profile was real or fake. At approximately 12:55 p.m., we concluded the interview. For further information, see audio. All right, here we go. I don't know who that is, and you guys probably do. I don't know who that is. But that's a very interesting interview to me, guys. That's a very interesting interview to me. A lot of interesting stuff in there. So that concludes that interview. All right, we're going to leave it right there. Guys, we're only on page 27 to 556. Yeah, this thing is an absolute beast, guys. So there you go. We'll leave it right there and we'll pick up with this one. Well, we don't see. We'll see who this one is. Okay, we're going to leave it off right here with another female, age 21. All right, love you all, baby. We'll back on in here a little bit later, okay? I love yous. Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. Beautiful Sunday, guys. Drinking some good coffee. Here's what I got. I got my Panera. I'm rocking my Panera today. Just saying, rocking a Panera. All right, babies. I love you. Talk soon. Bye-bye.